Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds of the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Stevie B. Alongside me today is...
Preach.
Whoa!
JT.
And JT. Alright, everybody, I don't know, you remember Preach? He hasn't been here for months.
Not really.
No, just...
Shut up.
No. We got Preach back, and we got our newcomer, JT. Our prospect, if you will. We're a little too hardcore Sons of Anarchy fans. It's not quite a Nerds of the Apocalypse yet, but we're just going to make him do a bunch of stuff that we want him to do and say maybe he can join us one day.
Pretty much I'm the new intern.
Hey, takes a year. No, I'm just kidding.
We've only been going for like 2.
I know, so we couldn't... Man, if we made people wait a year, good God.
And like we have Beth that started, and I haven't made her do anything. She's just kind of been part of the show, so it's like, do I need to put Beth through the prospect ring too? I'm sorry, Heather's talking on the side. What was that?
She said she does things.
She does. You know what, Heather? You know, Beth does more for... Did you just break my chair?
Oh.
Yes, excuse me.
No, okay,
JT.
we're good. We're
No,
good.
the little thing just...
The little knob
JT,
came
I'm
out
about 150
and-
pounds more than you, and if you broke that chair and I haven't yet, we're going to have a serious problem.
I get here, I just start breaking shit.
That was funny.
I'm just
That scared the shit out of you.
Yes.
It's good. I'm gonna die.
I was like, this is
fall.
the end!
I'm gonna fall 2 feet and die.
But we got, yeah, Beth does more for the show than I think any of us have ever done for it, ever. Except for maybe Trex. Trex does a lot. Trex, Showtime, and Beth are all not here. Well, Beth has the plague or something.
The T-virus.
The T-virus, that's right.
T-virus.
That's what I told them they came in. She has the T-virus. So if the zombie outbreak starts in the next week or so, everybody can blame Beth because she got the T-virus.
We know where patient 0 is.
Exactly.
And y'all can blame us because we didn't stop it.
That's right. And Showtime is in Colorado visiting some friends, and Trex went to the Smite tournament in Atlanta.
Sorry.
So he's there smiting the Smite out of Smiters.
I just think that's funny.
I don't even think he's playing. I just think he's there to like
A Smite tournament.
just to like see himself.
Like, really?
Can you talk up, please?
Really?
There you
You
go.
went to a Smite tournament?
Yeah, he likes Smite, dude. Smite's fun. He did message me and he goes, "Hey, can you download the beta on the Xbox One for Smite so I can see what it's like?" I was like, "You mean so I can see how it's like?"
Why, is he gonna go buy one?
No, he's gonna play.
Exactly. Like, why? Don't. No.
I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna try it myself.
Oh, bringing up the Xbox One, I forgot to tell you. Corey sold his.
Why?
I don't know. I just told him. He talked to me about it, and I told him not to do it, and then a week later, he's like, "Dude, I sold it." I was like,
Doesn't he have a PS4?
No, he never got one.
Why? What was his reasoning for selling his Xbox One?
He just said he wasn't playing it like he used to, and it might be partly my fault because I don't play mine like I used to. But
that's true.
dude, you can't base your gaming around somebody else.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to play, play.
Cause the player's gonna play, and the hater's gonna hate, hate. Shake it off. You know, I actually bought a Taylor Swift song.
Oh my!
I bought Blank Space, dude. I couldn't help it. I tweeted about it.
I didn't know that was her.
It's like that moment when you buy a Taylor Swift song.
I didn't know that was her until I saw somebody posted what was it? It was like I can't remember, but they turned that song into like a heavy metal
Remix.
Yeah, remix, and they like one guy was singing kind of like a Fall Out Boy style, and then another guy came over with a real deep Slipknot kind of scream over it. I was like, oh my god, that was awesome, and then I had no idea it was a Taylor Swift song. Never knew that.
Cause baby, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Well, she's definitely a nightmare. I mean, just saying.
I love that song, dude. I keep it on loop at work when I'm having a bad day. I just put it on. I'm like, got the blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
Heather, you do know who you married, right? You do know who you married.
Irregardless.
Right? He loops on repeat the Taylor Swift song Blank Space.
So does she. Don't let it fool you.
I'm the one that downloaded Shake It Off.
Yeah, see, she downloaded Shake It
But
Off.
you're a girl.
So what?
It's a
Girls
little
can listen.
Different.
You can, guys can listen to girl songs. JT's got the entire Madonna collection downloaded.
It's true.
Well, that's Madonna. This is
so
not
that's-
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift
And
is
Adele.
Taylor's.
That's Adele. That's not Taylor Swift.
Wait, so it's cool to listen to Adele. It's cool to listen to Madonna, but it's not
let me
cool to listen to Taylor
rephrase.
Swift?
It's cool to listen to people that have talent.
She makes more money than any of us combined ever.
Care?
Well,
So-
if we're just talking about how people make money, just because you make much money doesn't mean that you have a lot of talent.
Well, hold on one second. How are you
Let's
how
talk
are you
about,
honestly
like,
gonna
Soulja Boy?
How are you
Yeah, Soulja
Soulja
Boy.
Boy tell us.
Not Taylor Swift.
Hold on,
not Taylor Swift. But
how are you honestly
Justin
gonna say-
Bieber?
What how much Well,
Selena
Justin
Gomez.
Bieber has talent and the fact that he has a good voice and he can
And
sing songs.
he's
The
a-
problem is that he's a douchebag, but that doesn't change the fact that he has talent. Taylor Swift can sing a song. If she
Nah, dude. Like, I don't think autotune is a talent.
if you
It's not.
It
Thank you.
isn't.
Thank you.
She
Autotune
doesn't
is not a
auto-tune.
talent.
Not her. I'm talking about
Why
Justin
am I-
Bieber.
Okay, there you go, thank
Justin
you.
Bieber uses hardcore
okay
autotune.
okay
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that Taylor Swift has zero talent. She's got to have some kind of
She's
talent.
gotten better
just-
lately. I'll say that because before I could not stand.
Oh,
her.
yeah. I'll
Yeah,
agree.
she's gotten better lately. I have to say that.
there's 2 albums that
Is that the song I was telling you?
there's
Yeah, she pulled it up. That's cool, isn't it?
That was really cool.
there's 2 albums that broke that went gold this year or in 2014. Can you guess what those 2 albums were?
Probably a Taylor Swift album. If you're
Taylor
talking about
Swift's 1985 that came out in like November, so it hit gold status before
the
the end of the year. And the only other album to hit gold status in 2014, take a guess.
A Justin Bieber album.
Nope.
I have no idea.
The Frozen soundtrack.
Are you serious?
I've still yet to see that movie.
Believe it or not, it is
The
actually
movie's
good.
good.
It is actually good.
But the
It's-
music from the movie has been killed.
I have a huge issue with the movie. Like, I mean, because I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard a lot about it, and just from the story, it sounds so convoluted. Like the dude, the main bad guy, he's not even a bad guy until halfway through the movie. It's like they started animating it, and they were like, "Oh shit, we need a bad guy." So they put him in as the bad guy. It kind of feels like halfway worked out in. Yeah.
That's
No,
not how it happens at all, JT.
I learned something. I read something about Disney movies the other day.
Frozen teaches young girls that there's more kind of love than romantic love, okay, JT?
Fair
And
enough.
that's the kind of stuff I need my daughter learning. I need to know that she doesn't have to go running after dudes constantly to feel loved. I need her to know that she, never mind.
Move on. Brave.
Yo, yeah, see?
Oh,
this
yeah,
movie's
both of
not-
those are
How
awesome.
about Maleficent?
Maleficent. Yes. What else we got?
Oh yeah, all those are awesome.
But I read a little thing about a hidden Disney secret about how to find out who's the bad guy in the Disney shows.
Isn't it purple?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
They all have gloves on. If they're wearing gloves, they're going to end up being the bad guy.
You know, my favorite thing to watch on Facebook now is whoever's been. It started with him talking with a girl, but people go to Disney World now and tape the guy dressed as what's the guy's name? Heather, from Beauty and the Beast.
Gaston?
Yeah, the guy dressed as Gaston. Have you seen those videos?
No.
You know who Gaston is from Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yeah.
And he just like talks trash to people, like, and he's like this super buff, like legit guy who like talks trash to people. And like there's this one guy who challenged him to like a push-up contest, right?
Yep.
And he's like, oh, he wants a push-up contest, huh? And so they're doing push-ups, and he's going, and Gaston is just beasting him out. And then he looks over at him, and he's like, you need a hand? And he just starts doing it one-handed and pushes him up. And so that guy tries to be like, I can do it one-handed too.
And
And,
then
he
just-
gets like 3 in, and he just falls out. And Gaston's like, oh, nice try, buddy. And he just keeps going.
That
It's on iTunes.
And it was so funny.
that hard rock version? Awesome.
Download it.
All right,
sorry.
so the hard rock version of Blank Slates is on iTunes, everybody.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm telling you, it's good.
Okay. So I talk about our week in geek. I've been busy. I haven't really done anything geeky or nerdy because I've been dealing with my car accident. And this is the first time I ever publicly talked about it. I've actually planned this video, this elaborate video that I'm going to make for the channel. So be prepared for that. I guess I have talked about my car accident before. I have talked about it on Married to a Nerd, I think, with Heather. But I haven't gone into details, shown the damage or anything like that. So, or what's happened since. So I'm gonna do a big thing. I'm gonna make it a ta-da, if you will. I haven't put it on Facebook though. So all my regular people who aren't nerds, who don't watch the Nerds of the Apocalypse stuff, don't know anything about it. So It's exciting. I've also been on the amiibo hunt, and it's impossible to get amiibos, man. I did a nerdy vlog. I think I posted that. I think it went up. What's the date today? The 11th. I think I put it up today. So we're recording the 11th. There's no telling when this is actually going to come out. But so that I put that on the 11th, and I talked about my Wii U and amiibo fit, and I've got 3 amiibos with it. There's a couple of things about amiibos that I want to say. First off, the shortage of it is ridiculous. Like that doesn't make any sense that you can't go buy the ones you want to buy. With Skylanders and with Infinity figures, there's never been a shortage. You can always find you get as many as you want. You can get Captain America and Iron Man. They never tried to hide them to like fight demand on this, which is ridiculous. And
you do realize the difference in all of these, right?
What's that?
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing to remember is when you go into a store, amiibos are always gone. That's the biggest thing. They're constantly selling out. You go look at Skylanders. We still have some Skylanders from, like, Spyro's Adventure. So, I mean, some of them just sit there and eventually they become worthless.
You know, I treat the amiibo thing like 9/11.
Wow.
Listen,
Wow.
I'm gonna put this together.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Please
put this together.
because
Okay. And I don't mean like
a
it's a
tough one.
terrorist attack. I mean it's clearly on a lower scale.
You think? Like, I don't even just continue
Okay.
because I'm not getting the comparison
Okay,
yet.
because we have 9/11, right? And we have clearly what happened. And you're like, okay, this is what happened. And then you have conspiracy theories of like, nah, the government was involved, and the government, like our government did it. And so it's like, the story is that Nintendo didn't know the demand. But like the conspiracy theory is like Nintendo knew the demand and just deliberately shorted everything.
Oh, yeah, of course
This
Nintendo
This
did.
is Nintendo's MO. They do
mean,
this for everything that they know is going to be popular.
Yeah, how long have they been around for? I mean, they're the oldest game company out there.
Smash Brothers. Why do we run out of copies of that?
Seriously, Smash Brothers was supposed. Which one was it? Melee was supposed to be the last one. Then they made Brawl, and Brawl was supposed to be the last one. And now they've made another one. They made 2 more, as a matter of fact.
By the way, I'm thinking about selling my copy of Melee. I have a copy of Melee, but I haven't played in 5-10 years. Like I haven't, you know, Brawl came out for the Wii. You played that, and so I probably haven't played Melee in 10 years. And what I think today or a few weeks ago was like its 11th or 12th anniversary for Melee. I don't know. And I looked on eBay, man, and it goes for like $60.
Yeah.
Throw it on there, bro.
So I was just like, man, I'd never play it.
It's ridiculous.
And I read about it a little bit, and I talked to me and Preach met JT. We work at a game shop. We've been working there for the winter time, helping out, and JT works there, so we got to know JT at work with him. And I talked to another guy I work with. His name is Ian, and he says it's mainly because like that's what they use in tournaments. And like the tournament guys don't like Brawl or the Wii U version. They like Melee is what's used in tournaments because it's considered like the perfect Smash Brothers game.
Yeah, it's
right? With the controller and everything.
Yeah, it's considered like the end all be all of Smash. It's like the perfect balancing, things like that. Because you know, like in Smash Brothers U, they talk about like Diddy Kong. If you use him right, he's unbeatable.
Yeah.
Because he's not. You have to know how to play with it. But if you know how to play. You can't just button mash, you know what I'm saying? But there's things that where you can grab, throw down, and grab again, and like do an up move. Like it's like you can't get out of anything he does. But if you don't know how to do that, then he's not perfect. But if you get like the Diddy Kong amiibo, it plays by itself. It does that to people.
Yeah.
So like the Diddy Kong amiibo is like the worst.
Oh wow.
Because amiibos are unbeatable. If you don't know how amiibos work in Smash Brothers, you don't play as them. You play with them or against them. You can put them on a team. You can even have like 4 amiibos fight each other, and like just see who wins. And
can't you have 8?
once you say what?
Can't you have 8?
Yeah, you can obviously 8 because
Yeah.
there's a few 8-player matches too, but you can get them to level 50, and when they're at level 50, you just can't. They're so powerful. They're unbeatable.
And the worst part is if you're better than them, they learn from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll learn how to edge guard and stuff like that. It's terrifying.
That's creepy.
Someone slipped an amiibo into a tournament one time, and the amiibo, second place, almost beat the person who was winning everything. No one knew who it was. Like a Link amiibo, I think it was. Slipped it in, second place in this entire Smash Brothers tournament.
How do you do that? Like,
Well, you put the amiibo on the board, and then it pops up. It's like Link, and so it's boom, it's there. And I guess with some tournaments, it's chaos.
Yeah.
People everywhere know what's going on, so someone's just like, click, you know. I mean, I don't know exactly how it happened. I just know.
Go just like, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm really good at this.
So it's.
What's the B button?
You know what's really got me with Amiibos?
That's crazy.
What's really got me with Amiibos is I only have 3. I have Samus, Link, and Zelda. I'm trying to collect the ones that I actually just like. But see, I like the way the Fire Emblem characters look, and one of them is Marth. And there's Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and the villager from say it again. What is
Animal
it?
Crossing.
Animal Crossing, and they're impossible to get.
Yeah.
First off, who wants Wii Fit Trainer? The only reason why anybody wants Wii Fit Trainer right now is because it's rare. That's it. I even remember I don't know if I talked about this on a previous video last time I talked about Amiibos, but I might have. I made a picture when they first announced Amiibos. I made a picture. I took the picture that Nintendo put out, and then I photo edited it. And the Wii Fit Trainer was in the back, and I was like WTF, and it had an arrow going down to the Wii Fit Trainer. Like who goes? I gotta get that Wii Fit Trainer Amiibo. The only reason why people want it now is because it's rare, and I think it's the same thing with the villager. It's like people want it because it's rare. If you didn't like, if there's plenty villagers on the shelf, you wouldn't get it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's.
But now a villager goes on the shelf, dude. Someone's snapping that up in an instant.
Yeah, because Nintendo's freaking genius.
Yeah, but Marth is a character I don't understand. Marth is a character that you could sell a lot of. You know, but I forget who told me this, but someone told me that there's only 2 popular selling Fire Emblem games in the U.S.
Yep.
And that's why Marth was shorted, because people don't like Fire Emblem. And the only thing that matters is he looks cool, and he has a sword, and he's got cool armor on.
Yeah.
So it's like you're gonna buy it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, I guess does Nintendo not get that? No, they get it. They're doing it on purpose. I don't know. Are they doing it on purpose?
Oh yeah. Like because they wouldn't just if they did a shortage of just uncommon, because it's like a plague with those 3 characters, because they are now, whenever you think about the rare characters, it was originally just Marth. Marth was the original rare character. Everyone wanted him because he looked so freaking cool, but then everyone found out that those other 2 that really no one cares about were also rare. So now they're kind of all in this special group of rare amiibos. So the Marth plague kind of spread to those other 2, and now it's like, but I need all the amiibos, and all 3 of those are rare. So if I find any of them, I need them. So it's kind of just turned into this craze over even lame characters.
Doesn't make any sense. I just want, and
the only one I want, and I don't even have anything to do with it. Like a Nintendo, I just want Mega Man.
Oh, yeah. Mega Man comes out, and he used to be pre-orderable. Man, you could pre-order him at stores.
You can't pre-order him anymore?
You can't pre-order any of the Wave 3 anymore. It's shut off everywhere. It's shut off at like Best Buy and Target, game stores. It's shut off everywhere. It
Crap, I should have pre-ordered it a couple weeks ago. Then
I missed out on Ike, the other Fire Emblem character. I pre-ordered because clearly my theme is Zelda. I love Zelda, so I pre-ordered Sheik and a Toon Link. Then I also, for fun, pre-ordered Mega Man because he, like you, I thought he looked cool. So I pre-ordered Mega Man.
That's the only one I want.
And he's like old school Mega Man, so he
That's
looks awesome.
why. Like, straight up Mega Man 2 and 3 somewhere.
And Sonic's in the Wave 3 as well.
But,
Yeah, Sonic's kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, ever since Sonic 06, no one's really cared about that poor hedgehog.
So is King Dedede from... What's King Dedede from?
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah.
But,
Never played that.
But King Dedede is like... I feel like it's going to be one of those rare ones, man, where they don't make very many of. And so if you snatch it up when Wave 3 first hits, then you're going to... You'd be able to sell it for... Like, we were looking online before we started recording, and who were we looking at? The Villager. $70.
Yeah.
Those amiibos cost $13 each, and $70 for one. Doesn't make any sense. People have gone as far as now going to, like, Amazon Japan or Amazon UK, or...
And importing them.
And just because they're not region locked. You can, once you open the box, it looks exactly the same, and no one would ever know that's from Japan. Mm-hmm. So my biggest thing is this is what I have a problem with doing is when you set them up in Smash Bros. You have to name them. It's like, hey, name your amiibo. And it's like, well, I want to name it Link, but that's lame because that's. So what do I name it? And so I want to get your opinion, get your guys' opinion on this. Okay, I deliberately didn't talk to either one of you about this earlier. I wanted to bring it up on the podcast. So this is what I was thinking about doing. Tell me you think it's stupid because Stevie B. It's like my online persona. So I was like, man, I was thinking I should do it like Link B and Zelda B. Is that stupid? Or then I was like, with Link, I was like, Linky B? Like, is that dumb?
It's catchy. a little bit dumb.
But see, if you
still
do,
catchy.
if you do Linky B, like if you
Yeah.
do Linky B though, that's cool. Let me get Zelda. Zelda B, Zelda EB,
No.
You know,
just have to do Zelda B.
Zelda B,
I would just do Link B and Zelda B. I wouldn't do the.
and then Samus B, because Linky B works, but then Zelda EB doesn't work. Samus EB doesn't work.
Yeah, just,
No, it just sounds like it's EB.
yeah, just their name and B. Or you can do 5987 after all of them.
Or 5886 actually. Or should I do? See, that's about adding S at the beginning, like Slink B, but then it's like Zelda B or Samus. Like, how does it work with Samus? You know,
It's a Samus.
Yeah.
It's a Samus. I'll just do the B at the end.
because I was trying to find like a regular theme for me. So
Let's
whenever
do Link dash B on all of them. Put the dash in there.
Same at Dash B.
well, what if someone's like, "Oh, this is just letter B. This is like this is like the second tier version of the character on the screen." I thought of that too. You know, it's
Oh, God.
it's tough for me, man. Listen, you know how I get about stuff like this, man.
Dude, I'm lame. Like, when it comes to Pokemon, you know, you're supposed to name your character. Oh, I just leave it the same.
I leave it the
You
same.
know-
I agree. For Pokemon, I leave it the same. But like these are like your amiibos, and so I can't name all the amiibos Stevie B.
Nah, but even then, like, with me, I'm still gonna name them just normal ones. You know, because it's like Link is Link. That's like, in my mind, that's just how it works, but I'm weird like that.
All right, can we call you out on the amiibos thing? Let me see your box real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna call you out on amiibos. Okay, so he's lucky I don't know the pistol because I jack him for his amiibos. I'm just gonna.
Wow, I would have to leave on that note.
I'm just kidding. Look at that. Those are all amiibos. He's got Fox and Samus. The only ones you don't have are the 3 super
The
rares.
3 super rares, which
So-
hopefully my friend who just went to Japan is going to bring those back for me.
You ever friend that just went to Japan?
Yeah.
Have you not talked to
Did I
him about this? I'll talk to him about it. And I don't care nothing about these
If
things.
he comes back, will he buy me one? I'll pay him for him, no doubt.
He doesn't live in Japan. He was just visiting.
Is he? Wait, but is he
He's
still
already
there?
back. Sorry.
Why?
He's-
Why didn't you send me a text? Hey, Stevie B.
Oh my gosh.
I got
thought
I got
I
a friend
talked
that
to you
can.
about
I got a
this.
friend that could hook you up with the Mars from Japan, if you want it. You know, your prospect points are not
They just dropped.
big time.
Not in my opinion. I think they went up because this is funny.
When you see his he don't matter. He's not even vice pres. Okay.
Then what are you? Is he like second lady or first lady?
No, he's yes, he's my old lady.
out of the 4 of us that originally started this, I would have to be the sergeant at arms.
Yes, I definitely said that. Sergeant in Arms. I guess Trex would be VP, right? Just because all the stuff he does.
Yeah, don't make him treasurer because we'd be broke. Oh wait.
But I think maybe he would be treasurer, right? But I don't know. He does a lot of stuff. Showtime VP.
Yeah, I guess that'd be your best friend. So
Showtime VP. I don't know. Yeah, I think Showtime VP and Trex treasurer. He just binge watched all his sons, so he'd probably be real pissed that I marked him as treasurer.
Dude, Trex, did he watch all of it? Like,
Oh, he watched the whole thing. He
all the way to the end?
yeah.
What'd he say?
What do you think he said? Same thing everybody says.
What?
At the end of Sons. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy. No, I'm talking about what do you think about the whole show, though? Do you think it was good?
Oh, yeah, he really liked it. Oh, yeah, I got him a Sons of Anarchy shirt for Christmas.
We've been trying to tell people. I don't know if you've ever watched Sons.
Nope.
Dude, it is by far, hands down, one of the best TV shows you will ever watch. Easily.
I know, but with me, like, I can only watch one show at a time.
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching Dexter.
How far are you?
I am like 5th season. I only have Netflix, so I'm just watching through Netflix on it.
I'm on the
So-
last season of Dexter, and I haven't finished. I just need to have it. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. I couldn't get into it because everybody was like, the end sucked. The series finished terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, But then I listened to this radio show podcast. Can I help you, sweetheart?
My mommy's in my bed.
Oh, you need to go potty?
Come on.
All right, come on.
Hustle up.
Can you scoop?
We need to get our own studio so we can just go without.
Well, I
That's
was
cool.
actually
Without-
just going to bring up my
without-
mom does have a taekwondo school out in Blythewood that has 2 buildings, and it's not used on the weekends.
Oh.
So,
We can like fight each. Oh, you're talking about go to record?
yeah.
I thought you meant like
it has
fight
great,
each other.
It has great acoustics, plenty of room to record.
We'll have to talk about that off show. That sounds good.
But no, I'm watching Justified. Like I just started Justified the other day.
Is that the Netflix exclusive?
No,
that was
no,
on. That's another
Justified
FX
FX.
show.
Okay.
I just finished all of The Shield, which I'm way behind on that, but I started watching that a couple months ago, and I just finished it. So now I've started Justified, and Justified is really good. The guy Timothy O'Flatt that played in the first Hitman movie, he played Hitman in the first one, but he's in it. He's really good. But the guy that played Shane in The Shield is also in it, and he's really good too. So, but that's where I'm at. Like I'm the same way. And I'm watching Californication with Brandy. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that show.
Nope.
With David Duchovny, right?
Yes, it is great, dude. It is hilarious. I swear to God, it is funny, man. And a lot of sex. A lot of drugs and alcohol, but it is funny.
I've been watching Workaholics.
Oh God, that show's pretty funny too.
I've only watched the first 3 episodes, but it's great. Like it's
like watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That starts this week, dude. I'm so excited about Always Sunny.
I guess because I have 2 shows that I go with. I go with one that I'm serious on, like I watch religiously, that sort of deal. And then I have one that's just my brainless show, just come home after work and watch. That's right now is Archer. Like I'm still watching that.
I'm like that right now with American Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, anyways, the topic that you gave me originally, do you want to go over that?
Yeah. Well, let's take a break for a sec.
Okay.
So we go pee and stuff, and then we'll come back to it. All right, we are back from our break. I just berated. Preach actually watches Twilight fanfiction, or he reads it, Twilight fanfiction. So that's what we were talking about on the break. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever, dude.
I was playing. Okay.
Whatever helps my relationship with my wife.
Oh my gosh! I was just messing
no
with you.
problems,
Why are you
dude.
gonna take it
On
serious?
to the news.
Sorry.
On to the news.
I had,
Just saying.
well, we had. I gave JT a topic of the podcast, and everybody got sick or left, and so we don't really have a topic today. But luckily, JT did even more than that and got some news topics to talk about, and so that's where we're going to go for our second half is some news topics. So
Yeah, and it's mainly stuff that I'm interested in. So
that's fine by us.
yeah. But let's start out. I mean, everyone's excited about the Batman vs Superman movie, and rumors are it is being split up into 2 movies.
I read about this yesterday.
What?
Actually, I talked about but they're splitting into 2, and the first one's going to come out in October.
Yeah, pretty much what happened was at the end of like a pre-screening of the trailer or preview of the trailer or whatever, someone snapped a picture that actually said, it was a 2-parter. So part 1, Enter the Night, part 2, Dawn of Justice.
Wait, is that this year?
Yeah.
The first one's
Yep.
this year?
Enter the Night in October.
Mm-hmm.
Was it-
2015, and then the next one is March 25th, 2016.
Which was
far
the
apart.
original date for.
And the
There's-
second one is actually Dawn of Justice.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a couple of things you have to take about it. One, it has to be taken with a huge grain of salt,
Yes.
because it's just a photo and it can easily be photoshopped.
Yeah.
But it has a little bit. It makes sense because they've been done filming for a long time. And
Really?
Oh yeah. And there's so much that they wanted to put into that movie. It's almost silly for it to not be split into 2 because you're introducing. You're not Cyborg's not being introduced, but the character who becomes Cyborg is being introduced. You have Wonder Woman's in it. You have to. You don't have to do an
bunch of
origin
characters.
story, but
Yep.
you have to introduce these characters and what they're about and who they are, just in case there's some people out there who doesn't know who Wonder Woman is or doesn't know who Batman is.
Yeah, I mean,
And I like the fact that the first one's called Enter the Night because that's the introduction to Batman.
Right. Well,
This is our new Batman.
because people hated on Dawn of Justice, but if you have the movie before it says Enter the Night and then it's Dawn of Justice, it makes a little bit more sense, and so they play off each other. And night, of course, is spelled Knight. So, but that being said, that first one is definitely going to end with a battle between Superman and Batman, without doubt.
of course.
So, which again, I've publicly said many times on this podcast and in other videos that is not something that I'm looking forward to seeing. I don't. It's just I just don't.
It's too soon.
I just don't want to see. I just don't want to see them fight, man. That's the only big thing. Like I feel like they're much more interesting as a team as compared to fighting each other. But I don't know. I did say though that
It's always cool to see a guy who's invincible get his butt kicked by someone who doesn't have any superpowers.
you need to stop right now, JT. I guess you haven't watched any of our other stuff or
Thank
listened
you.
because we don't have time for this for the arguments. If Showtime was here right now, he'd be like, "Oh gosh, why did you say something, JT?" Because I just get crazy about it, and
We'll have, or if I end up coming back, we'll have another.
well, at this point, your prospect points are pretty much a negative 10.
Like, y'all will probably
Oh, no.
never see me again. Like,
At
no
this-
one's
Hey,
going to see me
the
after
sergeant
this.
in arms over here gets a vote. It's going up, buddy.
But he gets like 2, right?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
the-
care.
I'm-
Your points with me are up.
I'm the
I'll
president,
Give you 1 point.
so the president gets the final word in everything we do.
All right. Well, next thing, talking about movies and everything, and the most recent movie that came out that everyone that has just been blowing up is The Interview, and it has earned, as of I think like this week, it's earned 31 million in sales, digital sales.
31 million is good. Not as good as a theatrical release could have
Yeah.
been.
No,
But it's
How much did it cost to make? Do you have that information?
probably,
I don't.
Probably
Okay.
didn't cost much. I wouldn't think it would.
Well, you definitely weren't in North Korea.
yeah. And another thing you have to keep
Yeah.
in mind is it's
That's so
purely
funny.
digital distribution, so there's no DVDs that they have to make. I mean, literally, all that they need to do is manage the servers, which, you know, it's Sony, right? So they probably have plenty of servers to distribute the movie with.
I don't think Sony's distributing it. I think
I-
Sony produced it because
I think they,
because you couldn't watch it on the PS4. It wasn't on the network.
True.
You could watch. It was on Xbox Live. It was on iTunes. Was it on iTunes? I don't know if it was on iTunes.
I don't do.
I know it was on
I haven't
YouTube.
seen
You
it
could
yet.
you could buy it on
YouTube.
YouTube Video.
Yeah, and Amazon. I know those two. I don't know
Yeah,
anywhere else.
I watched it on the internet. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it. I've been
It's
meaning to.
actually it's good. It's funny. Heather liked it. I watched it with Showtime. Showtime liked it. I mean, it's a Seth Rogen and James Franco movie. Like
They work well.
they've done it.
together.
They've done a bunch. It's just like their movies. And
I watched a movie the other night with Taylor called Spring Breakers.
Oh.
First of all, probably shouldn't have watched it with Taylor, but whatever. He wanted to see it because Selena Gomez and
Oh, yeah,
Vanessa Hudgens.
didn't she like show her?
No, she didn't. None of the main characters did, except for one, but I didn't know who she was. So none of the two famous
None
ones.
of them. None of the ones that we cared about.
Yeah, but it's whatever. But James Franco's in that movie, and he plays a rapper / drug dealer / arms dealer. He's got gold teeth and tattoos and braided down hair, and oh my god, it was so stupid.
It was good.
Oh, it was hilarious. But it was an hour and a half I can never get back because the movie was terrible.
It was good.
Like at the end of it, I looked at Taylor and I was like, "Did you like that?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Me either." It sucked.
All right. Well, now talking about sales, one that I wanted to bring up, another sales thing that I found was, you'll know what Bastion is, the little indie game that was made a couple
Yeah,
years back.
Bastion. I remember.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I know what you're talking about.
They've made $3 million, which isn't great, but it ain't terrible for a little indie game like that. You know, and they've also, I believe, hit 300,000 in their new game, the Transistor game, the one with the USB sword.
right.
Yeah.
I have Bastion downloaded. Haven't played it yet.
I played a little bit of it. I know that I played the demo a bunch when I had it, I think, on my 360. And then I got the PC and I played that a bunch too. But yeah, that was definitely a cool little thing. Let's see.
Their budget was $44 million.
44 million for
The Interview.
The Interview. And how much did they make?
30.
How much?
Box office $5.4 million.
And then in total online sales, they made 31 million.
Okay, so they haven't caught
Haven't
up
even
yet.
Caught up yet.
Yeah.
Now one thing, let's see.
But 44 million isn't high for any movie. Like that's probably a normal budget for a non-indie film. So
Now one thing that I'm curious what y'all will think, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited about Daredevil coming to Netflix. Do you think that it's going to have the freaking crazy characters from the comics? The villains like Stiltman and Crossbow, who fights for the crossbow.
One thing Marvel does really well is they take the stupid villains and modernize them and make them sort of legit. And so does the Flash. The Flash does that with DC villains too. And if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had the Absorbing Man on the first few episodes of Season 2. It was... a character like that is kind of lame in the comics, but they was awesome in the show.
Yeah.
Like, he had his own... He had, like, a truck full of, like, little drawers, and with all different kinds of material. And so when he needed to use something, he just took it. And there was one part which was just epic. He was being chased by cars. He just, like, looks at them and smiles, and like kneels down and touches a cement and turns himself into pure cement, and the cars just smash into them and fly over. It was really cool. I'd say season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is incredible. It's so much better than the first half of the first season. But it depends on how they're done. I mean, Stiltman, he has, like, you have to turn that around. Like, the Flash does Captain Cold, and Captain Cold, he's kind of cool in Justice League right now, but previously he's been kind of lame. But in the Flash, he's really cool, and
the way he got the gun and everything.
So it all makes sense, and so no, they probably won't go super lame with villains, but Daredevil does have unique, weird
villains.
Yeah, so I don't know how
Boomerang Man was one of them, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they have the Boomerang in Flash.
Okay.
Or Arrow. I think both.
I think he was an Arrow first.
Yeah, and he's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool as it can be.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Boomerangs are all cool. No, you know what? Wasn't he in the crossover, the Flash Arrow crossover, right?
Arrow first. No, he was in Flash first. I'm sorry.
So, but it just depends on how they're done, I guess. I mean, there's characters that, how are you gonna bring a talking raccoon? That's lame.
Yeah, and yet he turned out to be
one of the best characters. Yeah. I mean, a talking tree that the only thing they say is "I am Groot."
Mm-hmm.
Like, just those facial expressions they animated on the body, it's just incredible.
What was really creepy is Groot really looked like Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
his face looked like Vin Diesel. You're like, damn.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm mediocre about Daredevil in general because when I read comics, I'm not a big Daredevil person.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna check it out. It's the biggest Marvel entity that I'm worried about. I don't know if you have this written down. Is the Ant-Man trailer, man? Did you guys watch that? Let's move on to that real quick.
One thing that's really, really... I mean, I love Ant-Man. That's probably one of the movies I'm most excited for. He's awesome. Me personally. I don't know why. I've been liking him forever. But one thing that's really been making me mad is how every single preview has been, oh yeah, there's an ant-sized version of it. And now here's the human size. They did that with his reveal for his costume and reveal for the trailer. And it's just driving me up a wall.
Well,
we know he's an ant.
Yeah, it's like one time, funny. Yeah, second time.
Did you watch the full trailer?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think it was very appealing. I didn't really like it that much.
It was probably one of the worst trailers I've seen.
Yeah, they didn't show a whole lot. The only thing that I liked everybody knew it was going to go this way was Hank Pym telling him or saying, "I want you to be the Ant-Man." But we all knew that was the way they casted it. We all knew that Michael Douglas was going to be. And I mean, before they even announced him as Hank Pym, we had already talked about it. And we were like, "That's who he's going to be," and it's going to be a pass the torch kind of deal, where he no longer can be Ant-Man. But then that leaves the whole of how come nobody's ever mentioned Ant-Man before?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Peggy Carter just started, so maybe there'll be something on that with Ant-Man.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
So it just started. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Just look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I'm watching the first season, and I think I'm on like episode 8, and I'm just like, this.
You gotta get through
sucks.
it. Once there's a Thor tie-in episode, Thor the Dark World tie-in episode, and Sif is in it.
You said that's where it kind of.
That's where it sort of picks up, but once it gets to the Winter Soldier tie-in, it's epic after that. There's no stopping it. Because, like, spoiler alert for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the end of season 1, one of the agents is Hydra.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you which one or anything, but you'll never... There's no way you'll be able to figure it out.
You'll never see it.
Coming.
But that's cool, man. See, I like that.
So-
I'm cool with that.
And so when
Well,
they do the whole Hydra takeover, it's like, what?
Like
You know?
the episode I just watched, what's his name was in it? The bald-headed light-skinned guy. I can't think of his name. That was Hydra.
Oh, dude.
Agent
Stillwell.
Stillwell.
Agent
yeah.
Stillwell,
He
yeah.
was in it, and I was like, ha! I know you're Hydra. That's funny.
Yeah, so it definitely
Sitwell.
Sit
Not
well.
Stillwell.
Sit well. Yeah, it definitely picks up 100% once that happens, and then the cliffhanger for the end of the end of the season, and then when season 2 starts, it's I like to know the kind of capacity S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going to have with Age of Ultron. The tie-in episodes for Age of Ultron are supposed to start fairly soon, as well, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's just, like right now, I'm like,
Yeah, well,
you could tell that they were just throwing it together just to keep it going.
Oh yeah,
Because it's not like,
it's like they didn't know what fans wanted at first,
yeah.
Mhm.
and then they realized,
Oh,
and they're
just
like,
tie it into the
they're
movies.
like-
We're good to go.
yeah, they're like, oh look, Flash and Arrow are doing so well because they focus a lot on DC lore. Maybe we should focus more on Marvel lore. And
Stop bringing up making villains and stuff that don't actually exist, and actually use stuff that exists.
Yeah.
so
It works. Like who's like the episode I finished watching? I think I'm one past it, but the guy made the gravity thing,
oh, that's a
and then
good
the
one.
guy fell into they threw the guy into the thing, and I was like, well, he's gonna come back later. And then at the end of the episode, you see his hand come out of the
Yeah.
gravity thing.
That's a villain.
I don't know.
Gravitron's from Transformers.
Yes, I was about to say it can't be Gravitron because that's just lame.
It's, I think it might be. You got Google. You got the Googles, right?
I don't know. I
Just say Gravity villain Marvel and see what comes up. I think that's definitely a villain. But I mean, it's such a low key villain,
yeah, I was just like, I know that guy's gonna come back later. So
and they do a lot of stuff. I didn't really like. Have you seen a lot of the Deathlock stuff yet?
no, I haven't got to that yet.
They do some Deathlock stuff, and it's okay. It's not the
Gravitron.
Gravitron?
Graviton.
Graviton. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best. The Deathlock stuff's not the best. It's all right. But season 2, I mean, I don't know 100%, but I definitely feel like it's like 100% Inhuman setup. Like that's the route they're going with that. So it's
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned in season 1 in another episode that they're people with miracle type abilities. Because remember, that's what they were calling them, miracles or whatever. And they said there are people with miracle type abilities all over the planet, and we just gotta find them. Because it was the one with the guy with the fire, Scorch.
Right.
That's what they were talking about, and I was like, what?
No.
So I knew where that was hooking up. So
Yeah. Now the Uncanny Inhumans comics will launch in April.
yeah. The Uncanny Inhumans is like the X-Men and Inhumans
Mhm.
put together, or the Avengers and the Inhumans.
Yep, Avengers and Inhumans.
Right.
Pretty much, it's going to focus on Black Bolt. It's made by the same team who, spoiler, so if you're listening, pause for like 5 seconds or skip, whatever. It's the same team who killed Wolverine. And,
Everybody knows Wolverine's dead.
well, just want to make sure some people don't. And then Inhuman movie will actually launch in 2018. That's what the schedule is right now when it comes to the Inhuman series.
I saw the other day that they're talking about killing off Deadpool.
I mean, it's it's Marvel, man. Like, it's like Marvel's internal battle with Fox. Think about it. They had
So they're killing off these characters.
well,
so they can get them
X-Men does so well. Days of Future Past did great in the box office.
back. Oh yeah.
They don't make toys for them. They don't have anything to do with it, and they kill off Wolverine because Wolverine, best part of Days of Future Past was Wolverine. Everybody loves Wolverine, so let's kill him and keep him out of comics until we've killed their movie franchise. And that Deadpool footage that they released was great. Everybody's like, "Oh, Fox is going to make a Deadpool movie," and the footage they showed was great. What's Marvel's next step? Let's kill Deadpool, get him out of comics, so they lose interest.
And then we can bring him back, and
Right.
it'll be awesome.
Yeah, Fox just has movie rights. That is it. They can't make like tying toys with McDonald's and stuff like that. All that can't happen. All that has to be solicited through Marvel. Sony and Marvel have a really good relationship. And so they work together. That's why I see lots of Spider-Man figures. There's a Spider-Man movie come out. That's why there's a lot of tie-in merchandise.
And that's why the talk of Spider-Man possibly showing up in a Marvel movie is a good possibility.
It's
working together.
Without a doubt. Like that is. And with this, when we talked about the interview, the Sony leak tax, like there are definitely major talks, and they're trying to figure out like a profit split because Sony doesn't want to give up the rights, and so. The problem they I think I could be wrong about this, but I think what I read was they came to an agreement financially, but Sony still wanted to have some say in where the character goes. Marvel's like, nope, like it's our character. We're gonna set it up. You can have a little bit of money because you got these rights, but we don't want you to have anything to do anymore with this character. It'll still come out as a Sony movie,
but it's going to be us,
right? And you'll get a cut. But we make the movie, we decide what happens to the character, we write it, and I think they wrote, and they're like, they're not cool with that, so they went back to the drawing board. I don't know, but you got to. The Marvel movies are so popular. Think about Guardians of the Galaxy. 5 years ago, you and I, big comic readers, I'd say, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Didn't know who Guardians of the Galaxy were. And we were buying comics, like, on the regular a lot. And the Guardians of the Galaxy comic came out, and I was the relaunch that was geared toward the movie they were making, but because I think it had just been announced, and so I was like, oh, let me see what this Guardians of the Galaxy business is all about. And so I started reading the book, and now it's a name thing. Like my wife knows all about Guardians of the Galaxy. She has a Groot figure collection. Yeah, so it's just.
From what I'm reading, apparently Spider-Man is confirmed in the Civil War, but not in any Avengers movie.
Is he confirmed in Civil War? Are you sure? That's been all over the place.
Reading.
The biggest thing about Civil War...
It has to be in it.
Well, it's going to be... Civil War is going to be completely different than what we read. Because Civil War was about having to register your secret identity. That's not what it's going to be about, I think. Because there are no secret identities in the cinematic universe, if you really think about it. Like, that's not a thing that they have.
Everybody knows Steve Rogers is Captain America.
I think
Tony Stark is Iron Man.
I think what the conflict is going to be is working for the government in general. I don't think it's going to be registering your secret identity. It's going to be that superheroes have to work with the government or they can't be superheroes. And Captain America's thing is going to be like, hey, last time we did that, last time we worked with a major government organization, half of them was evil.
Yeah.
And they were going to destroy the world. And so we need to work on our own outside of any of that.
And Tony Stark is going to be like, we need to work with them.
Right.
Which is weird because he's been against them the whole time, too. So maybe it won't be him.
No, it's definitely...
It's got to be.
You can't do Civil War. Well, and he's in it. Like, you can't do Civil War without the Iron Man versus Cap. But the biggest thing was Spider-Man revealed who he was to the world in that book. That was one of the biggest things. And they said that Black Panther is taking that place. Like, taking Spider-Man's place in that. I'm pretty sure that the big kept secret of Age of Ultron is that Black Panther is going to be in it.
Really?
Yeah, because they go to Wakanda. That's where that's where vibranium is.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's what the thing is going to be. Is that's what Ultron needs to be, like the end all be all, unbeatable, because they can blow him up still. You know, you can't blow up Ultron if he's made of vibranium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And that's probably where they fought him the one time, and you see him walk in and all disheveled and tore up.
Right. I have a feeling that that's like more in the middle of the movie, and they're celebrating their defeat of Ultron.
Yeah.
So.
I can see that. It's gonna be a good movie, man.
I'm excited.
All right.
That too.
Okay, so moving on, what we got?
Let's see here. Just movies coming out. I mean, well, here's another one staying on the topics of Marvel and everything. New Fantastic Four movie coming out this year. What do y'all think of the new? They are going with the universe where Johnny Flash. Is it Johnny Flash or Johnny
Storm?
Storm. Thank you. Johnny Storm.
Johnny Flash.
Yeah. Johnny Storm. It was adopted. So what do y'all think about that storyline? How do you think that that's going to work in this movie?
JT, you clearly haven't gone and watched the backlog episodes.
Nope.
Hero Nerds the Apocalypse, we don't talk about that Fantastic Four reboot
All right, sounds
because
good.
it's the first comic book movie that we're probably not gonna go watch ever.
Okay.
I mean, do you plan on going to see it in theaters?
I don't know if I plan on going to see it in
I'm-
theaters, but I
oh,
plan on seeing
Yeah,
it.
we might watch it like when it comes out
I
on
don't-
like Redbox it
On
for
the
$1.
I don't know, man. It's
Dude.
until I see a trailer. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Well,
I need to know more because they're being
Well,
very hush about it.
We'll talk about it a little bit too. They're being.
It's Fox, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's the problem.
but see, Fox owns Fantastic Four too, and Marvel's doing the same thing to the Fantastic Four they're doing the X-Men. The problem is that Marvel can't kill the X-Men comic because it's way too popular. Everybody reads it. Everybody loves X-Men. Like right now, X-Men's one of the very few Marvel books that I buy and read on a regular basis.
So they could kill Fantastic Four
But
easily.
Fantastic Four is one of their lowest selling books. They're canceling it. It ends in March, and coincidentally, the movie comes out in March, and they've written letters that said to like the poster. People make posters. People make cards. You are not allowed to make a single Fantastic Four card, or like you don't have any of the Fantastic Four characters on it. Anything that has to do with Fantastic Four, that hasn't happened. They're deliberately like shunning Fantastic Four until this movie has come out on Blu-ray and been out forever, and then
You
they're
mean
gonna.
they can't make posters other than movie style posters to promote
They
it?
aren't showing anything.
Yeah,
Like-
the only thing that come out is like a Fantastic Four movie poster.
They're almost ashamed of it.
Yeah,
honestly.
like no, the Marvel guy is, I forget his name, but I think it's the president of Marvel Studios. It's not Kevin Feige. It's or the president of Marvel, or the president of I don't know, not Warner Brothers. That's DC. So I can't remember the big guy's name, but he's desperately trying to get all the stuff back, and he's offering them like huge dollars, and they're saying no. Like Sony's working with them, Fox is like we're not cutting any deals. These are ours. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And so Marvel's doing everything they can to crush it because they had the out of sight, out of mind kind of attitude about it, and it's true, man. Like. If you don't have Fantastic Four merchandise anywhere, and then they say this movie's going to be drastically different, it's essentially Chronicle 2. It's not Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You know, it's in I don't know, man. I might go watch it.
I just don't understand why it's so difficult to work together when you can both make millions of dollars.
Billions, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the companies because I don't know, maybe they don't want to create a monopoly or something.
No, I mean, Sony realized it. Sony, I think, sat back and were like, let's make this Spider-Man franchise huge, like they did with Marvel. And then the Amazing Spider-Man 2 did well, but it didn't do anywhere near what they thought it was going to do. So I think that's when they went and they were like, all right. Let's talk to...
That's why they pulled all those other movies off the table.
Yeah, they were like...
everything back and was like, we can work with Marvel, and Marvel can probably help us make this amazingly epic.
So
And make us all more money. Because I guarantee you, the first Spider-Man movie they make with Marvel's help will make them more than the other two together.
And Marvel does an incredible job at casting, I think.
Do you think they're going to recast Andrew Garfield?
Oh, they've already said
God.
it. They've already said it. Right?
Yeah.
I actually
See-
liked him as Peter Parker. I
I
thought it was
didn't.
good.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, see, the thing about the two Spider-Men so far, Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, a terrible Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah. Like
Andrew
honestly,
Garfield, terrible Peter Parker, great Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I wouldn't necessarily say he was a terrible Peter Parker.
He wasn't.
He was just
He just wasn't that good. I thought he was, when he was Peter Parker before he got bit by the spider, I thought he was too cool. I was like...
yeah, he was way too cool. He had the good hair.
Yeah.
Had the looks. I mean, it's just like, that isn't Peter Parker.
I mean,
Peter
he rode
Parker,
around on a skateboard and stuff, so...
Peter Parker is literally the most average-looking guy ever. That's how it works. You know,
I agree.
That's just how he is. The main thing to look
But
at is
it's
Spider-Man.
not his fault. It's their fault.
Yeah, it's
for
the
making
kids.
him like that.
Well,
Because
yeah.
I think he did good either way. Like, but definitely
was-
as Spider-Man, the way he talked shit and
Yeah.
the way dude,
That
it
was the
perfect.
That's why I like those Spider-Man movies better than I like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Is because I like Spider-Man more than I like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I guess it's because I see a little bit of myself in that. Like if I had a a costume and I was fighting villains, I would definitely talk trash to them as I was fighting them. Like that would be the thing you do. Like what are you doing? You know, I just want to say this. We watched the Jupiter Rising trailer last night. Heather and I went and saw The Hobbit, and that movie looks really good, except for the main villain. You know what I'm talking about? Jupiter Rising.
Who is the main villain? Because I can't remember.
Well, I don't know the actor's name.
I know the movie you're talking about.
I know the actor's...
Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum's in it, right?
Right.
And he looks funny with blondish hair.
It's
like,
weird.
I was like, dude, that's wrong.
But the main villain, like,
that movie's been made
he's one
for
of
like
those...
a year and a half, too, right? Like, it's just been sitting there.
So, you know what else has? Kingsman. I just need that movie to come out already.
Oh, yeah, dude. I
Just-
heard about
just
that movie
stop it.
like a year ago.
Just stop it and release it. Like, it comes out... It's not coming out until February, like, 14th or 13th. Just stop it. I'll go and watch it. Just put it out. But, no, it's with villains when they talk softly and, like, use their hands. And they, like, put their hand out and talk softly. And they're real creepy.
Bond villains.
Yeah, and, like, that's how this Jupiter Ascending villain is. And I'm just like, I really think that's... It's like if I can't have the planet, I'll have it destroyed before I give it to her. And he sticks his hand down and says, her. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that's dumb. Anyway, sorry.
But actually, the movie, other than that,
Looks
the
great.
movie looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of space action and stuff, so it looked good.
All right, we're at our hour threshold. What you got anything else, or what else you got? Just one more thing. What you got? Just shoot us one more thing else.
Let's see here. Ooh, I'll do comic thing focus.
Okay.
Cool thing. Mortal Kombat 10 is coming out, as most people know. A lot of new characters coming out. And so, I don't know who the comic people are who's doing it, but
What?
January... What?
He's good giggling at you.
I'm laughing because I remember when the first character reveal for this got announced, and they were talking about some of the new characters.
Oh yeah.
And the big guy with the
Little lady on her back?
Oh,
we were
Hodor.
we were doing some nerdy news.
Hodor.
We were doing some nerdy news videos, and that got brought up.
Oh god, it was so
And
funny.
we made a gif like it's totally Hodor, dude.
It's Hodor with
It
Bran
is.
sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
All right, so go ahead. What were you saying? Mortal Kombat 10?
Anyways, Mortal Kombat is coming out with a 3-chapter comic book series that will explain the backstories of all the new characters, and it's coming out digitally first, January 6th.
Well, why wouldn't they? They put out Injustice, and that did phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and so I'm really excited for this. It's awesome. I'm glad that comic books and games are kind of working together now.
Well, Injustice is ending too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Is
over.
it?
It's over. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Well,
Kind of has to be. The game is kind of ending.
yeah. I hope they make a sequel though. It's
Think they will?
completely open for one. Yeah, I think they will. It did really well.
Yeah,
I think after Mortal Kombat X, we'll see Injustice too.
yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would
Alright.
be excited to see something.
But yeah, pretty cool comic for Mortal Kombat. It's good because they jump like, what is it, like 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years in the future because Johnny,
One of the cages.
Oh, is it really?
yeah,
One of the characters is like Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade's daughter.
and she's like, full grown. Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
gonna be great to play. I'm excited about that.
yeah, and also like, she's freaking ridiculous. So
And then you got Brandon Hodor. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So obviously, it's 20 years in the future. Is like who's
Protocon.
who?
He's called Protocon. He's
Okay.
like Shao Kahn, but like weird.
Okay.
yeah.
And so he's obviously the runner of the tournament and whatnot now.
Well, I don't know how.
Shang Tsung's still in it.
I don't know.
There really hasn't been
That other.
much that.
See, I'm curious to see.
I know
like,
Kano's back.
I'm curious to
He's like
see
an
if,
old man.
like Liu Kang's still in it with, and he's playing like more of a Raiden style role now.
I think Raiden's in it too.
Okay.
I saw that.
Yeah, Raiden is in it.
Is there like a
no, it's
list?
just-
I'm pulling it up now.
He's looking right now. As I started talking about it, he was typing.
He's taking over your job, man. That's what you used to do.
New
Oh.
characters: Cassie Cage, Devora, Hodor, and Kotal Khan.
Kotal Khan.
Yep.
May have said that wrong.
Returning characters: Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Raiden, Kano, Goro,
Kano.
sorry, Quan Chi, and Kung Lao.
Huh.
Yep. Let's see.
Goro's a pre-order bonus too.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Let's see here.
But that's all they've got announced so far.
Yeah.
And you know they're gonna have what's that? 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's only 11
Yeah,
characters.
they're gonna be announced.
There's
Oh,
at least going to be
20.
20 to
Yeah.
25, easily.
There's 20 characters in Injustice, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And they had the DLCs of like Batgirl and
Let's see here. It looks like Kotal Khan is the new Emperor of the Outworld.
yeah.
Let's see. The main antagonist will be a surprising returning character, so we don't know.
The main it's a good guy.
Yeah, please don't be Liu Kang.
It's definitely not going to be Liu Kang. If they say surprise returning character, it won't be Liu Kang. Cyborg Sub-Zero? I don't know.
I don't. It can't be Liu Kang though. Liu Kang's been the antagonist between all of them. Like, you know what I mean? So
I'm trying to think of who.
maybe Liu Kang's kid. I don't know.
No, they make
he's
it.
a monk,
They make it sound like it's going to be like somebody we've seen before.
It might be.
No, I mean it says returning character.
Yeah, returning new character.
Yeah,
right there.
surprising returning character. So, I don't know. Was there one that's been left out? That I mean, there's not really.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at
Maybe Freddy Krueger.
all the characters, all the characters from Mortal Kombat, and be like, who could be a surprise? You don't think like Johnny Cage or Sonya Blade would show up, do you?
Maybe
They-
Johnny Cage. Like he
I
would
mean,
be
they're-
the maybe, but he's what like.
They'd be like in their 50s now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Kano
is there.
Yeah,
dude,
but Kano's got cybernetic enhancements all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um,
I don't know.
He's, he's
I'm interested to see now.
yeah.
No.
Johnny Cage is like purely he's just human.
Yeah.
You know, so-
well, they had a lot of characters on Mortal Kombat 4 who never came back. That were like ninjas. Was it Reptile? I don't know who a Reptile could be.
that would be awesome.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to have an interesting like if he's because they're definitely going to play it out like the last Mortal Kombat and Injustice went, where it's like cutscene, it rolls into fight, you fight it, switch to cutscene, you roll,
Yeah.
and so it's like
which was actually cool.
I loved it, dude. That's
Yeah.
perfect. It makes for a shorter game, but I will say this, and I know I've talked about this before. Have I been hanging off the screen the entire time there?
A little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The fight in the last Mortal Kombat with Shang Tsung, not the final fight with Shang Tsung. The first fight in the middle of the game at the end of Mortal Kombat 2, fight with Shang
Shao
Tsung.
Kahn.
I'm sorry, Shao Kahn. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I don't think I've raged so much playing a video game ever in my life. You can ask Heather. Heather was like, "Do you need to take a walk? Step outside, turn it off."
When he fought Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
I was the same way. That game was ridiculous.
she just couldn't believe how much I was raging. Like I was just like.
I told you how, because you fought him as Raiden, didn't he? Or was it Luke?
Second time you fought as Raiden.
It
The
was
first
Liu Kang.
time you fought as Liu Kang. And there was tips on the Raiden fight that you could look up, and you just pretty much did the same move over and over again. That's what I did. We talked about it.
Yeah, I didn't look it up. I just figured it out.
But like the Liu Kang fight, there were no tips. It was just like, hey, hope you win.
Yep. But the Liu Kang fight, I figured out you had to do, what was it, the flying kick, and then you had to, when he got knocked down, you had to run up, uppercut him, and then you had to get back, and then do another flying kick, and you just had to keep doing it over and over and over and over. And it took forever, but that's how you won.
Rooster Teeth does a series called Rage Quit, and it's so
Michael.
funny, dude. And like one of the funniest YouTube videos I ever watched is of him playing that fight with Shang Tsung.
Dude.
No.
Or with Shao Kahn. That and him playing what's that
Space Surgeon Simulator.
No, that was funny too. But I'm talking about the Olympic one where like the track where you're trying to do the jump. Where you had to like push the ZWZ and you ran. What's it called?
Quap.
Yeah,
You
that
had to jump the hurdles?
Quap. Yeah,
Yeah. Somehow I managed to beat that game.
yeah. It was terrible. But all right, well that's it. We're going over an hour. It's about as short as I like to keep
And
it
we're
on,
out of
so.
stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's it. Hopefully,
Please no crazy Shao Kahn fights.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't do that to us. Another realm.
all right. All right. Don't comment on anything you like. But let us know what you think about the Fantastic Four reboot. I guess it sucks if you're excited for the new Mortal Kombat. What you think about Batman vs Superman being split into two, if that's even true.
Yeah.
I still am
I
highly
think that-
yeah.
susceptible. Oh, and your amiibos. How's your hunt for amiibos going?
Yep.
Yep.
JT works at a game store, so his amiibo hunt has been fine.
No, it hasn't. Finding those 3 characters, oh my gosh.
Impossible.
I'm going insane.
The best part is when I come in and I get to hear the stories of how
Oh
they
yeah,
were fighting.
Yeah,
over 'em
let's
and
talk about that. Quick.
Okay.
That was so funny.
Oh, yeah, that.
JT and another employee, like they just they had, and I of course instigated the entire thing. It was, I was just like, listen. I talked to our boss, and I was just like, listen. I can settle this right now. I'll just buy it, and then neither one of them can fight over it anymore, and then that'll be that. I went to lunch with JT, and he got a text message from the guy, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm going to buy this." And JT's like, "No, you're not."
He's like, I saw it at shipment when it came in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, hold up. I checked it in this morning. Ain't no way you're buying it.
Yeah, and then I came into when we got back. I came into the store and I was like, "Listen, man, just because you saw it in transit doesn't mean anything." JT opened the box and found it. I was like, "You can't call shotgun until you see the car, bro."
Exactly.
And so I just kept messing with it. And then I talked to our boss about it, and he was just like, "I didn't have anything to do with that. They can figure it out."
And one thing about Amiibos that has just pissed me off beyond belief. I needed lunch money this past week. I had some Amiibos on pre-order. I was like, I'm gonna take off pre-order, get $10 to go get some food. I was like, okay, I'll survive on that. Next day, all the pre-orders were gone.
Yeah,
Could not pre-order anymore.
I went in to pre-order Ike, the other Fire Emblem character, because I was like, well, this past Fire Emblem character I ain't going to get, and I want the cool-looking Amiibos. And that's when he realized when he went to try to pre-order it for me, it was, like, not there.
And I
He
was
just
I
lost
was
it.
done for the rest of the day. That was it.
He ruined it, dude. That was it for him. But
I just want Mega Man.
we'll see what happens. See any extra. I told them. I said,
What's this extra? You got yours pre-ordered. Do you still got one?
Oh,
Brad?
I got Mega Man, Toon Link, and Ike, and then one other. I think
Alright.
were like the major
which ones did you lose for pre-order?
Bowser and DDD.
Oh, well, I don't know. King DDD, like I said
Bowser,
before,
I
is
want.
lame, but
He's gonna be.
rare, super rare. And you know what? I know, because since we're back on Amiibos, I forgot to talk about it before. The fact that with Wave 3, there's specific store pre-orders that is just like, you can only get Rosaline from Target, you can only get Meta Knight from Best Buy, and you can only get Shulk from GameStop. And you can't pre-order them anywhere. And like none of those stores let you pre-order that anymore. Like, so I'm just, oh my gosh, is there a fourth one, or is it just those 3 that are specific?
I'm pretty just sure that there's just those 3. Luckily, I have a friend at Best
Yeah.
Buy, so
Oh, you have a
I'm
friend at
going to
Best
be
Buy?
like, hey,
Let me get them in that.
Yeah.
We all have a friend at whose wife works for Target.
Yeah.
And so he's already hooked us up and pre-bought Rosalines for us all. I think he might even got one for you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
But-
see.
Best Buy, Toys R Us and Target are going to be the ones that are going to be paid.
Does Toys R Toys R Us has a specific one
Lucario.
too. It has Lucario,
Yeah.
the Pokemon, which I don't care about, so they can keep
You
the
look
Lucario.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean the Pokemon. I don't know. I'm not a big Pokemon amiibo. I like Pokemon in general, but
Yeah.
I don't like playing with the Pokemon. And I liked it better when they had the Pokemon trainer, and you could throw Pokeballs and Pokemon
That
would come
was
out.
really cool.
That was better. All right. Anyway, so that's it. So let us know how your amiibo hunt's going. If there's anything you're looking for that you haven't been able to find, or if you're just like F word amiibos,
Like me, like
Yeah,
I don't
like
care
Breach.
nothing about them, but Mega Man I want.
That's right. But all right, we'll call it there. Don't forget to like, comment, all that stuff.
Like,
Also,
comment, and subscribe.
yeah, review us on iTunes. All right, I'm Stevie B.
Preach.
JT.
Nerds, the apocalypse, and their prospects, and we are out. You gotta do a peace sign, JT.
Oh, sorry.
Your prospect score sucks.